A journey of wisdom. Confucius' teachings through a Stoic lens. The wisdom of Confucius, the ancient Chinese philosopher whose teachings have shaped ethical and philosophical thought for over 2 millennia, resonates deeply with the principles of Stoicism, a Greco-Roman philosophy that emphasizes virtue, reason, and resilience. Both philosophies guide individuals toward a life of purpose, self-mastery, and moral clarity, offering timeless insights for navigating the complexities of existence. The quotes attributed to Confucius, rich with lessons on mindset, knowledge, action, virtue, and relationships, align closely with Stoic ideals, particularly in their shared focus on controlling what lies within one's power thoughts, actions, and character while accepting the unpredictability of external circumstances. In this 7,000-word exploration, we reframe and expand upon these quotes, weaving them into a cohesive narrative that integrates Stoic principles and provides practical applications for modern life. Organized thematically into sections on mindset, knowledge, action, virtue, and relationships. This rewritten guide aims to inspire and equip readers to live with wisdom, purpose, and resilience. Part 1. Mindset and self-belief. Power of belief shapes your path. One of Confucius' most profound insights is that a person's belief in their abilities shapes their reality. Those who believe they can achieve great things often do, while those who doubt themselves remain trapped by their own limitations. This idea mirrors the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control, your mindset and perceptions. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher, wrote that life is shaped by how we interpret events, not the events themselves. If you view a challenge as insurmountable, it becomes so. If you see it as an opportunity, you unlock your potential. To overcome it. To embody this principle, cultivate a mindset of possibility. Instead of focusing on what you lack, be it resources, skills, or time, ask, what can I do with what I have? This shift empowers you to take responsibility for your path. For example, if you're facing a demanding project at work, rather than thinking, I can't handle this, reframe it as, I can learn and grow through this challenge. By aligning your thoughts with action, you create a self-fulfilling prophecy of progress. Over time, this mindset builds confidence and resilience, enabling you to tackle increasingly complex challenges with clarity and determination. In practice, start by identifying one area of your life where self-doubt holds you back. Write down a specific, actionable step you can take to move forward, no matter how small. For instance, if you doubt your ability to speak publicly, commit to practicing a short speech in front of a mirror. Each action reinforces your belief in your capacity to grow, aligning with both Confucian and Stoic teachings that your thoughts shape your reality. Your life reflects your inner world. Confucius taught that your life is a reflection of your thoughts. A mind filled with negativity breeds chaos, while one rooted in clarity and purpose fosters harmony. This idea resonates with the Stoic belief that external events are neutral. It's our judgments that give them meaning. Epictetus, another Stoic thinker, emphasized that we suffer not from events, but from our interpretations of them. A turbulent life often stems from turbulent thoughts, not external circumstances. To apply this, practice daily reflection to align your thoughts with your goals. At the end of each day, spend 5 minutes journaling about your thoughts and how they influence your actions. If you notice patterns of worry or self-doubt, challenge them by asking, is this thought helping me move forward? For example, if you're anxious about a looming deadline, reframe your focus from I'll never finish this to I can break this into manageable steps. Over time, this habit rewires your mind to prioritize constructive ideas, creating a life that reflects clarity and purpose. This practice also aligns with Stoic exercises like negative visualization, where you imagine potential challenges to Prepare mentally. By anticipating obstacles and reframing them as opportunities, you reduce their emotional weight and maintain control over your inner world. This synergy between Confucius wisdom and Stoic practice underscores the power of intentional thinking in shaping a meaningful life. You are defined by your thoughts. The Confucian idea that you are what you think emphasizes that your self-perception drives your actions. If you see yourself as capable, you act with confidence. If you view yourself as unworthy, your actions falter. Stoicism echoes this, with Seneca teaching that inner virtues, not external validation, define a person's worth. By mastering your thoughts, you master your life. In practice, define yourself by your values rather than your circumstances. If you value resilience, act resiliently in small ways, such as persisting through a difficult task at work or home. For instance, if you're struggling to maintain a fitness routine, commit to a short workout even on busy days. These actions reinforce your identity as someone who rises above challenges, creating a virtuous cycle of growth. Over time, your thoughts and actions align, shaping a life that reflects your highest aspirations. To integrate this principle, create a personal mission statement based on your core values, perhaps integrity, curiosity, or compassion. Refer to it daily to guide your decisions. When faced with a choice, ask, does this align with who I want to be? This practice ensures your thoughts and actions work in harmony, embodying both Confucian and Stoic ideals. Small steps toward great journeys. Confucius' metaphor of a 1,000-mile journey, beginning with a single step, highlights the importance of starting small. This aligns with the Stoic emphasis on consistent effort over perfection. Marcus Aurelius wrote that progress comes from doing the small things well, day after day. Grand achievements are the sum of incremental actions, not sudden leaps. In modern life, this translates to breaking down goals into manageable steps. If you want to write a book, start with 100 words a day. If you aim to improve your health, begin with a 10-minute walk. Track your progress to stay motivated, and celebrate small wins to reinforce your commitment. For example, if you're learning a new language, mastering 5 new words daily feels achievable and builds momentum over time. By focusing on the next step rather than the distant goal, you avoid overwhelm and create a sustainable path to success. This approach also mitigates the Stoic concern of becoming paralyzed by the scale of a task. By concentrating on what you can do now, you maintain agency and progress steadily. The synergy between Confucius incrementalism and Stoic discipline offers a practical framework for achieving long-term goals. Part 2. Knowledge and learning. Wisdom begins with humility. Confucius taught that true knowledge begins with recognizing the extent of one's ignorance. This humility opens the door to lifelong learning, as it frees you from the illusion of knowing everything. Stoicism similarly values intellectual humility, with Epictetus advising us to question our assumptions and seek truth over ego. Admitting what you don't know is not a weakness, but a catalyst for growth. To live this principle, approach life with curiosity. When faced with a complex problem, whether at work or in personal life, acknowledge what you don't understand and seek answers. For instance, if you're navigating a career change, research the industry, consult mentors, and test your assumptions through small experiments, like taking a relevant course. This mindset transforms ignorance into an opportunity. Aligning with both Confucian and Stoic ideals. In practice, adopt a beginner's mind in one area of your life. Choose a skill or topic you're unfamiliar with, perhaps coding, cooking, or philosophy, and commit to learning one new aspect each week. By embracing your ignorance, you create space for growth and discovery. Embodying the wisdom of both traditions. The courage to ask questions. Confucius noted that asking a question may make you feel foolish for a moment, but failing to ask keeps you ignorant forever. This reflects the Stoic value of intellectual courage, where seeking clarity is a mark of strength. Seneca encouraged questioning one's beliefs to uncover deeper truths, emphasizing that growth comes from challenging the status quo. In daily life, don't shy away from asking for clarification, whether in a meeting, a classroom, or a conversation. For example, if a colleague uses technical jargon you don't understand, ask for an explanation. This not only builds your knowledge, but also fosters respect through your willingness to learn. Over time, this habit creates a culture of openness, where questions are seen as a path to wisdom rather than a sign of weakness. To integrate this, set a goal to ask one meaningful question each day, whether it's about a work process, a friend's perspective, or a new concept. Record the answers and reflect on how they expand your understanding. This practice aligns with Confucius' call for curiosity and the Stoic pursuit of truth through reason. Learn with purpose. Confucius advocated a deliberate approach to learning. Absorb knowledge, question it, analyze it, and apply it intelligently. Stoicism similarly emphasizes practical wisdom. Knowledge is only valuable when it shapes your actions. Marcus Aurelius urged daily reflection to ensure learning aligns with virtue and purpose. To apply this, create a system for intentional learning. When you read a book, don't just skim it, summarize its key points, discuss them with others, and apply one idea to your life. For instance, after reading about time management, experiment with a new scheduling technique for a week, like the Pomodoro method. Evaluate its impact and adjust as needed. This cycle of learning, reflection, and application ensures knowledge becomes a tool for growth. In a Stoic context, this practice aligns with the discipline of assent, where you critically evaluate ideas before accepting them. By questioning and testing what you learn, you avoid blind acceptance and build a foundation of practical wisdom. This synergy between Confucian and Stoic learning creates a robust framework for personal development. The awakening of a second life. Confucius' idea that we have two lives, the second beginning, when we realize we only have one, mirrors the Stoic practice of memento mori, or remembering mortality. This awareness sharpens focus, urging you to live intentionally. Seneca wrote that life is long enough if lived well, emphasizing quality over quantity. To embody this, prioritize what matters most. Each morning, ask, if today were my last, what would I do differently? This question cuts through distractions, guiding you to focus on meaningful actions, like spending time with loved ones, pursuing a passion, or acting with kindness. For example, if you value family but are consumed by work, carve out an hour each evening for uninterrupted time with them. This practice ensures your life reflects your deepest priorities. In a Stoic framework, this awareness counters procrastination and apathy, aligning your actions with your values. By living as if each day is a fresh start, you create a life of purpose and fulfillment, embodying the wisdom of both Confucius and Stoicism. Part 3. Action and perseverance. Find joy in meaningful work. Confucius taught that choosing work you love transforms labor into joy, so you never feel like you're working. This aligns with the Stoic belief in aligning actions with purpose. Epictetus emphasized that fulfillment comes from living in accordance with your values, not chasing external rewards like wealth or status. To apply this, reflect on what excites you. If your current job feels draining, explore ways to align it with your passions, even in small ways. For example, if you love teaching but work in sales, find opportunities to mentor colleagues or create training materials. If a career change is needed, take incremental steps, like enrolling in a course or networking in your desired field. These actions bridge the gap between your current reality and your ideal path. In practice, identify one aspect of your work that feels meaningful and amplify it. If you're a teacher who loves inspiring students, design a new lesson that sparks their curiosity. By focusing on what brings you joy, you align with Confucian and Stoic ideals of purposeful action. Small actions build great outcomes. Confucius' metaphor of moving a mountain by carrying away small stones emphasizes the power of persistence. Stoics like Epictetus taught that consistent effort, not grand gestures, leads to progress. Every small action builds toward your goal, no matter how modest it seems. In practice, tackle big challenges incrementally. If you want to save for a house, start by setting aside $10 a week. If you aim to run a marathon, begin with a 1-mile jog. Track your progress in a journal or app to stay motivated, and celebrate small milestones to reinforce your commitment. For example, if you're building a business, reaching your first 10 customers is a step worth celebrating. This approach ensures steady progress without overwhelm. From a Stoic perspective, this focus on small actions aligns with the discipline of action, where you do what's in your control consistently. By combining Confucian incrementalism with Stoic discipline, you create a sustainable path to achieving your goals. Adapt your path, not your purpose. Confucius advised that when goals seem unattainable, adjust your approach rather than abandoning your vision. This flexibility mirrors the Stoic approach to obstacles, with Marcus Aurelius noting that challenges are opportunities to practice resilience. The goal remains fixed, but the path can adapt. For example, if you aim to start a business but lack funding, explore alternatives like crowdfunding, bootstrapping, or a side hustle to save capital. If you're training for a race but face an injury, adjust by focusing on low-impact exercises while recovering. This adaptability ensures you stay committed to your vision while navigating life's challenges. In practice, when you encounter a setback, brainstorm 3 alternative approaches to your goal. If one path fails, try another without losing sight of your purpose. This blend of Confucian pragmatism and Stoic resilience empowers you to overcome obstacles with creativity and determination. Act for virtue, not recognition. Confucius taught that true success comes from preparation and effort, not external praise. Stoics like Seneca emphasized acting for the sake of virtue, not applause, freeing you from the need for validation. This mindset fosters authenticity and resilience. In daily life, focus on the process, not the outcome. If you're writing a blog, aim to express your ideas clearly rather than chasing likes. If you're helping a friend, do it for their sake, not to be seen as generous. For example, if you volunteer at a community event, focus on the impact you're making rather than seeking recognition. This approach aligns your actions with your values, creating a life of integrity. From a Stoic perspective, this principle counters the trap of external dependence, ensuring your peace comes from within. By acting for its own sake, you embody the Confucian and Stoic ideal of living virtuously, regardless of external rewards. Part 4. Virtue and character. Virtue draws others to you. Confucius believed that practicing virtue attracts others, creating a ripple effect of goodwill. Stoicism similarly holds that living justly inspires trust and respect. Epictetus taught that a virtuous life is its own reward, but also fosters meaningful connections. To live this, act with integrity in small moments, keep promises, speak truthfully, and show kindness without expecting reciprocation. For instance, if a coworker is struggling, offer help without seeking credit. If you're leading a team, prioritize fairness over popularity. Over time, your character builds a network of trust, drawing others to you naturally. In practice, choose one virtuous act each day, like thanking someone sincerely or admitting a mistake humbly. Reflect on how these actions influence your relationships. This aligns with the Confucian idea that virtue creates community, and the Stoic belief that good character is contagious. Modesty in words, excellence in deeds. Confucius urged modesty in speech but excellence in action, a principle echoed by Marcus Aurelius, who valued deeds over rhetoric. A person of true character lets their work speak for itself, avoiding boastfulness while striving for excellence. In practice, focus on delivering results rather than advertising your efforts. If you're working on a project, prioritize quality over self-promotion. If you make a mistake, own it and correct it quietly. For example, if you're a student presenting a group project, let your contribution shine through the work itself rather than claiming credit. This approach earns respect and aligns with the Stoic ideal of living authentically. To integrate this, set a goal to let one action speak for you each week. Whether it's completing a task exceptionally or helping someone quietly, focus on the deed, not the recognition. This practice embodies the Confucian and Stoic call for humble excellence. Learn from mistakes. Confucius taught that mistakes are opportunities for growth, not sources of shame. Seneca, a Stoic, agreed, noting that errors are part of the human experience. The key is to learn from them rather than repeat them. This mindset transforms setbacks into stepping stones. When you err, pause and ask, what can I learn here? If you miss a deadline, analyze why, perhaps poor planning or overcommitment, and adjust your habits. For example, if you argue with a friend, reflect on your role and how you can communicate better next time. This reflective practice fosters resilience and wisdom. In a Stoic framework, this aligns with the discipline of reflection, where you review your actions to improve. By combining Confucian learning with Stoic introspection, you turn mistakes into opportunities for growth, ensuring they don't define you. Kindness without expectation. Confucius advised acting kindly without expecting gratitude, a principle mirrored in Stoic detachment from outcomes. Epictetus taught that you control your actions, not others' responses, freeing you to act virtuously without resentment. For example, if you help a stranger, do it for the act itself, not for thanks. If a colleague overlooks your assistance, let it go rather than harboring frustration. This mindset preserves your peace and aligns your actions with your values. In practice, perform one kind act each day without expecting reciprocation, like holding a door or offering a compliment. Reflect on how this feels, noting the freedom it brings. From a Stoic perspective, this practice counters emotional dependence on others, ensuring your happiness comes from within. By acting kindly for its own sake, you embody the Confucian and Stoic ideal of selfless virtue. Part 5. Relationships and society. Self-respect sets the tone. Confucius emphasized that respecting yourself sets the standard for how others treat you. Marcus Aurelius believed that self-respect comes from living in alignment with reason and virtue, which naturally commands respect from others. To cultivate this, uphold your standards consistently. If you value honesty, speak truthfully, even when it's difficult. If you prioritize health, maintain a routine despite a busy schedule. For example, if you're in a toxic work environment, set boundaries by calmly asserting your needs. By honoring yourself, you signal to others how you expect to be treated. In practice, identify one way you can respect yourself more, like saying no to an unreasonable request or dedicating time to a hobby. Notice how this shifts your interactions, reinforcing the Confucian and Stoic principle that self-respect fosters mutual respect. Let go of past wrongs. Confucius taught that being wronged is insignificant unless you dwell on it, a principle central to Stoicism. Epictetus advised letting go of grudges to preserve inner peace, as you control your response, not the actions of others. When someone offends you, pause and ask, does holding on to this serve me? If a friend betrays you, process the hurt, but don't let it define your relationship. For example, if a coworker takes credit for your work, address it calmly, then move on without resentment. Forgiveness isn't about excusing others, it's about freeing yourself from emotional burdens taught in practice. Identify one grudge you're holding and consciously release it, perhaps by writing a letter you don't send or reframing the situation. As a lesson, this aligns with the Confucian call to let go and the Stoic focus on inner peace. Learn from others' strengths and flaws, Confucius suggested emulating the qualities of good people and reflecting on others' flaws to improve yourself. Seneca valued observing others to refine one's character, using their strengths and weaknesses as mirrors for growth taught in practice. Identify a role model whose traits you admire, perhaps a colleague's work ethic or a friend's compassion, and incorporate one quality into your life. For example, if you admire a mentor's patience, practice pausing before responding in heated moments. Similarly, when you see flaws in others like impatience, check if you share them and work to improve. If you notice a friend's tendency to procrastinate, reflect on your own habits and set a small goal to counter it, like tackling one task immediately each day. This dual approach turns every interaction into a lesson, aligning with Confucian self-improvement and Stoic reflection. By learning from others, you cultivate a character that inspires, and build bridges through forgiveness. Confucius warned that failing to forgive others destroys the bridges you must cross yourself, a sentiment echoed by the Stoics, who saw forgiveness as a path to inner freedom. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that harboring resentment harms you more than the fender. To apply this, practice forgiveness as an act of self-liberation. If a family member disappoints you, acknowledge the hurt, then choose to let it go by focusing on their positive qualities. For example, if a sibling forgets an important event, express your feelings calmly, then move forward without holding a grudge. This preserves relationships and your peace in practice. Identify one relationship strained by unforgiveness and take a small step to mend it, like initiating a kind conversation. This aligns with the Confucian call for harmony and the Stoic pursuit of equanimity, ensuring your relationships remain bridges, not barriers. Conclusion: the teachings of Confucius, reimagined through a Stoic lens, offer a powerful blueprint for living a life of wisdom, purpose, and resilience. By cultivating a mindset of possibility, embracing knowledge with humility, acting with persistence, living virtuously, and fostering meaningful relationships, you align with the core principles of both philosophies. These ideas, though ancient, are profoundly relevant today, providing practical guidance for navigating personal and professional challenges. Whether it's taking small steps toward a goal, reflecting on mistakes, or letting go of grudges, each principle empowers you to live intentionally and authentically. As you integrate these lessons, you'll find that the journey of self-improvement is not a destination, but a lifelong path, one step at a time.